I'm Ann Kennedy. I am at SES New York, and today's topic was the business track. And our session that we have just finished was selling SEO and search marketing to the C-suite, in other words, to the CEOs and the CMOs. And I have here Finn Downhill from Elixir Interactive. Finn, you have a lot of experience with this, and you shared some of that with us. What were your top learnings out of how to do this?
My top learnings selling to the C-suite is understanding that there's a huge difference between the way we speak about marketing and search and the way traditional marketers speak about marketing. And it took me a while to bridge that gap and understand that I had to learn to speak their language and to communicate with them properly. I think the biggest learning, the steepest learning curve for me was I had a real communication problem. And as you know, I talk a lot, so communication is never, I thought, a problem for me until I tried to sell what I did to the traditional CMO. And I realized that I really wasn't very good at it, but I've got better at it.
So what were the top things that you changed to get better at it?
I read a lot about traditional marketing, about how they are taught, about the discipline of traditional marketing, to understand where they were coming from when we spoke to each other. I became a much better listener because I found that the traditional marketer had many different pain points. I got better at identifying those pain points, and I got better at identifying the pain points before I sat down with them, so that when we sat down together, we could cut to the chase a bit quicker.
And you also spoke a great deal about the need for better education, and particularly for our universities and colleges to be forward-thinking in this regard. I'd love to hear you tell everybody about that again.
It's still amazing to me that after how long search has been around, that we're still teaching marketing at the college level, and we are not actually teaching search as a part, even if there was just one module in the marketing degree that was about search, it would be a step in the right direction. My own personal experience has been that I've hired people out of school because there's not that many people still today with great search experience, so you do tend to have to train people from scratch. And I would hire people out of school with marketing degrees and really did have to start from scratch with understanding how search fitted into the mix and so on. So the approach that I took was, I now work directly, I'm from Arizona, and I've worked directly with ASU in an intern program with the Digital Media and Computer Sciences Department. So while the students are still at school, they come in, they intern with us, and we add real value to their degree, and they get credits for the time with us. We add real value to their degree by adding in the search piece, and we've actually had some of our very best hires from that program straight out of school. So that's been my personal experience. I feel very strongly that as an industry, we do need to do more to educate our own members, and I think perhaps SEMPO should lead the way there, and SEMPO has done a lot of work in that area, but I think there's still more work to be done. And I just think that we need to start having the conversations with the colleges. I've had a lot of conversations with the colleges. The professors, they're at a certain stage in their career. The books that they use for the course today was written so many years ago. The biggest objective that I get from the colleges is, but it changes so much, Finn. Well, so does surgery. If you were trained to be a heart surgeon and went to school for it 10 years ago, well, heart surgery today, there's no comparison to 10 years ago. But there is this perception that search changes too much to teach it. But I'm not saying teach the tactics. I'm saying teach search as an integral part of marketing, as part of the marketing discipline. And then to get the tactical side, which I think is where you get the objections that it changes so much, they can go elsewhere. Like, the SEMPO Institute, for example, does some great training, so they can do the detailed. If you want to be tactical, learn that. Just like when you go to school to be a surgeon, you don't learn to cut people open in the classroom. You actually have to go to the hospital to do that. But at least when the surgeon comes away with their medical degree, they actually have all that solid foundational work. But we're still today, almost 15 years into this industry, turning out college students that have had no exposure to search as part of marketing.
Well, you had a lot to do with putting the SEMPO Institute together, and I want to thank you and keep up the good work.
Thanks, Anne.
That's Ann Kennedy from SES New York.